Welcome to another edition of the Tim Boxeo Show. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Tim, and my goal in my boxing hobby is to just be a fan of boxing and watch as much club shows or what my UK friends would call small hall shows, all as humanly possible. So in doing so, I like to discuss all things club boxing, from the legendary journeyman, who are really the foundation of the sport, to the young, hungry lions. And my next guest definitely fits in to the young, hungry lion role. So it's my privilege to have been afforded time to visit today with 23-year-old, newly 23-year-old, not too long ago, heavyweight Dacarree Mac Truck Scott, who's 5-0 with 5 KOs from Decatur, Georgia, right? Dacarree?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Thanks for making time. I appreciate you joining me.
Yeah, no problem.
This is awesome to be able to chat with you. So I do have some background on you, Dacarree, that for anyone that's unfamiliar, I can fill in the holes. But I'd like just tell us a little bit about yourself in your own words before we get started.
I'm on my name. Everybody call me Mac Truck. Some people call me Mac. But I'm 23. I just turned 23 like 2 days ago. I started boxing when I was 9. I had my first fight at 17. I fought in the Olympic trials. I'm 5-0 as a pro now. I had my pro debut last year, right before COVID started, and I had a lot of fights during COVID too. So it was cool. Kind of I ain't really lose on nothing, so I had a really good time. I fight more like James Toney, a little David Tool, a little Rocky Marciano, just a lot of other fighters. A short pressure fighter. I'm kind of creating my own style, a short pressure counter puncher. So that's kind of like what I'm doing, and that's it. Kind of describes the type of fighter I am.
Yeah, dang! I had some bullets here listed out on you, and you nailed almost all of them. I also read that you won a silver in the U.S. Nationals a while back.
Yeah, I did. I won a silver in U.S. National. That's how I qualified for the Olympic trials.
Oh, okay. Yep. I'm not quite sure the steps that I was going to ask you about that. So I'm sure the Olympic trials was something that was really important to you to qualify and participate in. Tell us about that experience.
That was actually crazy. When I qualified, I had qualified for the Olympic trials, as you had to place in the top 2 for the Olympic trials for your weight class. So my first national, I felt I won the fight, but I lost the split decision, and I went to Olympic trials, and it was like my first national. I won like 3 fights my first national, and everybody was like, "Yo, that's crazy! Like, you just came out of nowhere and did it." So they were saying like Georgia was a trash state and all that. So it was kind of just putting, it was kind of like the first step of us putting Georgia got real fighters in.
Absolutely. And when you got to the Olympic trials, I was doing some reading on it, and it looks like in your first fight you fought Luis Alvarado. Is that right?
Yeah.
Am I right
Yeah.
in that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you have, and just if you're listening, I should have mentioned off the top, in the show notes to the episode, I'll have a link to Dacarree's BoxRec, his Instagram, YouTube, and also we're going to talk about his upcoming fight. So I've got a link that will be for Southpaw Promotions on. They do all their cards on pay-per-view, so you can click on all that and check out more about Dacarree. But do you have? I was looking at your YouTube too and watching some of your fights back again. I've seen 3 or 4 of your pro fights live because they've been on these local pay-per-views. But does the Luis Alvarado fight on your YouTube? Because I was reading some things he said about the fight, and I think it's on your YouTube.
I think I got it on there. I'm not sure. I think it's on there.
Yeah. He said something to the effect of, sorry, that was a long way for me to ask a question, but he said something to the effect of, right in the early part of the fight, you were bringing the fight to him. Well, you brought the fight to him the whole time, but y'all got warm really quick in that fight. He said he was ranked number 1, I think, in the division. Is that right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, for that. Yeah, he was ranked number 1. He was seeded number 1 for that tournament. Yo.
And
Yeah,
you guys
we
sounds like you went at it a little bit here to start the
yeah.
fight.
Yeah, we it was a lot of oohs and ahs in the first half of the fight. Me, I felt I was gonna stop him. I heard him with 2 body shots, so I pushed the gas on him, and he came back and he recovered. And what I'm saying, I got tired and I ended up losing. So that was like the biggest learning lesson for me, because it was show, just because you hurt somebody don't mean you just go crazy. You gotta stay smart. You still gotta, what I'm saying, you still, just because he hurt, he can't recover. And if you recover, you don't want to catch it back in for a second win or something. That's what that was all about, man. It was a good fight. Actually, that's a fight that's one of my amateur fights that if I could take back, knowing like we could redo it, knowing what I know, I'll do it. I'll beat him. But it was a good fight. He won. He was the better man, and what I'm saying, now it's on to the next. So that's kind of, I turned pro after that, and that was it.
Yeah, so I'm sure everybody asks you all the time, right? Because you're 5-0, 5 KOs, and if I'm not mistaken, 4 of the 5 in the first round. So everybody asks all the time, well, what are you going to do if you can't get a guy out in the first round, right? Like, you never
Yeah,
been there before, but in the amateurs, you have been there before, is what you're telling me.
yeah, yeah. I've been there before, and this fight coming up, I fight July 16th, this Friday, and the guy I'm fighting, he's gonna be a good opponent. He just came off a big win. He just beat somebody 9-0, 9 knockouts. So he's coming off a big win. He's, you know what I'm saying. So I know it's gonna be a good fight. He's gonna be ready to go.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. Let's just jump forward and talk about
Yeah.
that. So this Friday, the 16th in Atlanta, live on Southpaw Promotions pay-per-view. I actually saw you're fighting 30-year-old Jaden Booth. Jaden's 3-2 with 3 knockouts.
Yeah.
And on the surface, if you're not a fan of club shows where young lions like Dacarree get started, it might not seem like that big of an opponent. But like you said, I saw Jaden's last fight. He's
Hmm.
6'4". He
Yeah.
fought an undefeated fighter in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Rydell Mays, who's 8-0, and
Yeah.
Booth got knocked on his ass in the
Yeah.
first round. And I'm like, well, this is gonna be a short night. And he
Mhm.
dusted himself off, and on the road in a fight he was brought in, let's face it, to probably lose.
Yeah.
That man came back and put the pressure on. So he's a really big, tall fighter.
Yeah.
Um, and you mentioned earlier you're short, so shorter for a heavyweight. So if anyone
Yeah.
don't know, you're about 5'10", right, Dacarree?
Yeah. I'm 5'10".
Yep. So this is probably not your first time fighting a big guy, but how does that preparation, if anything, how does that change for someone like Jaden Booth, who's 250 and 6'4"?
I fought guys taller than him, bigger than him, better than him. It's what I'm saying, I'm not. He's not a bum, so I'm not gonna go in there cocky. I know what I'm gonna do. What I do is I do extremely well. And I mean, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be a fight. If he come to fight, it's gonna be a fight. If he come to lay down, he come to lay down. I just gotta do my part. I'm doing my part, and I'm doing what Matt Tripp does, and I run people over. It's not gonna stop just because somebody's 6'4". It's not gonna stop because he just beat somebody. It's not gonna stop. Never. This is what I do. So that's how it's gonna go down.
So people that listen, you mentioned bigger guys, people that listen to my show or follow me on Twitter, we're fans of Big Punch Arena down in Tijuana, and one of the
Mhm.
guys you fought the amateurs, Leonid Grachev, has fought a couple of times down at Big Punch in Mexico. He's a 6'6" guy. You fought him in the
Yeah,
amateurs, so like you said, you fought some big tall guys already, huh?
yeah, yeah. That's kind of average. You're gonna fight a big tall guy a lot in boxing, and for my weight class, and you're always gonna kind of be the shorter guy.
So you said regardless, you're gonna what you do, or regardless of who's across from you, you're gonna do what you do well. So for folks that haven't seen you fight, tell me what that is. What do you think you do really well in the ring?
Man, I have a real good jab. I think people underestimate because I'm a shorter fighter. My jab is real good. I have a real good jab. Um, and I can out jab a lot of opponents. Like a lot of opponents come around, they're getting out jab. I have a great left hook that you know what I'm saying. Kind of people remind people of David Tour. They be like, that remind me of David Tour. Like David Tour. And so I work on my game a lot, man. I really do. I push myself hard, work on my game a lot, and I work on my flaws too. But people estimate my jab and my feet and my left hook, and I believe that'll take me a long way in boxing. Definitely my jab. So I just keep working and working. Man, it's just. I mean, it really is. I can say it. I keep working. I just got to keep showing people, and people will see. And a lot of people, like boxers who've been around the game, when they see me and they see me work and they see me spar, and they be like, they tell my coach like, hey, something special. He's doing a lot of stuff that fighters don't do, man. It's just, I just can't wait to show. Can't wait to show what I can do.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll add a couple of things. Like I said, I seen you fight I think 4 times, and then I just watched your pro debut here this weekend on your YouTube. But I agree with everything you just said. I guess the other two things, you mentioned your foot speed. When you listeners to the show, if you have an opportunity Friday night to follow the link and see Dacarree for the first time, the elusiveness with your feet is surprising for someone your size. So you move really well with your feet, and then you combine that with some nice movement with your head, and your hand speed's pretty darn nice too. I mean, the power and the hooks kind of really jump off the page at you when you're watching you fight for the first time. But
Yeah,
those other little subtle things are, like you said, I think will probably serve you really well as you continue to grow. So I agree. It's fantastic. So how long have you been with? Now you're at Mustafa Boxing now, is that right? Tell us about that relationship.
Me and I met Mustafa. I want to say 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and he always said he liked me and wanted to work with me, but then it was like communication barriers was hard to get that to happen. So then we end up, but the gym I was training at, I was doing like strength and conditioning and so like that. They had a boxing ring there, so he came there. He started training there, and when I saw he was training there, I was like, hey, I was like, you training here? He was like, yeah, and he was like, hey. I was like, you train me? He was like, yeah, I'm always gonna train. We work. And ever since then, like we clicked the next day. 9 o'clock, he said be there. I was there like probably like 8:20, 8:30. And I beat him there. He get there and we worked and it was like instant, and not saying instant chemistry, but it was just instant like, oh yeah, yeah. Oh, you already do this good, let's do this and that. And he just showed me I do a lot of stuff good. Like just because you're short don't mean you can't fight heavyweight, don't mean you do a lot of stuff good. And we just started working ever since then and we just took off. Like it was crazy, man. We just got so much better and yeah, yeah.
That's interesting because I mean, I've played sports my life, but I've never been in a boxing gym and had that experience like you had. So it's probably no different than any other relationship in life, right? It's just like when you run up with your friends, outside of boxing. You have
Mm-hmm.
those moments where y'all just connect on certain things, and then you're like, this just feels right, and that's how that relationship started, and then
Yeah,
now it's progressed, I guess, huh?
yeah, yeah. This is yeah. The progress crazy.
How long have you guys been together?
I want about um probably about 4 or 5 years. 5 years we've been training together.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, we've been together about 4 or 5 years.
And that's in Decatur?
Yeah, Decatur. Our other gym had got shut down, and we had started Grindhouse Boxing. I want to say 2019. No, early
Gotcha.
first month, January 2020. Literally, our gym got shut down a week before. We had our own gym the week after, and ever since then, that's that Grindhouse. We stamping it. We just built a big name on it, and we've been training ever since, man.
And how about on the management and promotional side? Who are you working with, if anyone, on that
Oh,
front?
my manager, his name is Everett McNeely, and he's my manager. He's managed a lot of good fighters, signed to TMT and everything. He managed a lot of great fighters, good fighters, and My promotion, I'm signed with Greg Cohen Promotions.
That just came about recently, didn't it?
Yeah, I just signed with them probably, I want to say, 4 months ago.
Yeah, fantastic. Greg's
Yeah,
been around a long time, worked with a lot of fighters over the years. Very experienced on the
yeah,
promotional side.
he how can I say it? He knows how to move heavyweights, and that's why that's real big.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you guys talked about, what does 2021 look like for you? I mean, how many times would you like to fight this year?
I want to stay real busy.
Yeah.
I want to stay real busy. But I know when was it? I know they say 8-0, 8-0, 9-0, 7-0. I could be on TV, so I'm just trying to get on TV. Big once I get on TV, man, it's never gonna be off TV. It's gonna must see TV ever since then. So that's why I'm trying to get on TV. They saying Showbox, so Showbox. I'm looking forward to getting on Showbox.
Yeah, that's a fantastic series. Perfect for you. And
Yeah,
I tell people all the time, I keep lists of guys that I want to watch. And it's not necessarily because they're undefeated. I think they're going to be a world champion or nothing. I just want to watch guys that bring the excitement,
yeah.
bring something to the TV that says, I don't care if he wins, loses, or draw. I want to see that guy
Hmm.
again. And that's what that's the bucket you fit in for me as a TV
It's a
viewer. So
it's a guy named James. Named James White. We could call him Crunch Time. He just fought on the Golden Boy card on Friday. And man, he he didn't get decision, but I realized the cards were a little lopsided that I didn't like about it. But man, he fights so hard that's a guy right there, man. I like he fight hard, man. He train hard and he's good injury. I like to have him around me, man. He's real good injury, man. That's not like how you describe that. He's perfect for that, man.
yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, James Crunch Time Wilkins,
Yeah,
25-year
there you go.
old fella, 9-2, super featherweight.
Yep.
And when you click on his box rec, when you click on his box rec photo, he looks like some guy I would just walk away from if he ever started talking bad to me. He'd whoop my ass. But uh, oh man, all right. So 5-0, 5 wins by KO. Last
Mhm.
four, the last four, well, four of which I should say
Yeah.
by KO one. So the balancing act. I mean, I don't even know how to ask this, but like the balancing act, right, is kind of what we've already been talking about is as a fighter, like you eventually need rounds, right? But then
Yeah.
ultimately your job is just to go in there and get people out of there. So,
Right.
I mean, what kind of thoughts go through your head? I mean, how do you balance that out, or do you think about that, or tell me more?
I To be honest, man, I train so hard. I do my part in training. Where if I'm doing my part in the training, that all that will follow through. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All that, all that will come through. Everything will fall in its place, and it won't be any problem. So I
All you
mean,
can do is prepare, is what you're telling
yeah, you
me,
just
and
prepare. If you preparing right, if you knock everybody out in the first round, but if you still staying humble, you're in the gym and you're working, then you should be fine. I'm pretty sure if you knock everybody in the first round, you're not just doing one round of work every time you go in the gym. So I mean, just as long as you keep working, everything will fall in place.
yep. And I see you working in the gym a lot
Yeah,
on your Instagram, and it's not just some social media stuff because I could see you sweating there. So,
yeah, yeah.
t-
I be working hard, man.
what is so tell us then? You're 23. You're
Hmm.
a family man, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Got a
I have a 1 year old daughter. Yeah, so that's my dog right there. She actually did some crazy mess yesterday. She went into the milk and she spilled milk everywhere, it's all in her hair and everything. But that's my daughter, man. I love her to death.
That's awesome. Just the beginning, man.
Yeah,
Spilling milk is the easy part.
yeah. She just getting into everything, man.
Yeah, as she should. That's awesome. So, what is a so you got a young girl. I see you training all the time. Tell us what a normal day is like then for you.
A normal day for me, I get up. I get up. I don't have to be to the gym till 1 o'clock, so that's when we get to the gym. But I used to get up probably around 9 o'clock. I'll eat a real good breakfast. I'll run. Sometimes I'll run. Sometimes I have to go sit in the sauna. Just warm my body up and get to the gym. I jump rope for an hour. I shadow box probably 15 rounds and then hit the bag. Sometimes coach tell me to work on something. Sometimes we'll do catch mitts. Sometimes he'll say, "No, I get the abs." And we do abs, and I go home and and then the group will all meet up at LA Fitness and do strength conditioning work. So that's kind of like that's every day how I go. Is just, I don't get home. I get home probably around 10 o'clock. If I feel like I didn't work hard enough that day, I'll go run. And so my girlfriend, she'll drive the car behind me. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning while I'm running. And we'll just run. I'll be running. So it's a I mean it's not a hard process, but it's kind of easy. It's just just working, just staying consistent.
On the grind. What do you do? What do you do for fun?
I go bowling. I I, I like
Bowling?
I like
Yeah.
bowling, man. I go bowling. I'm trying to go bowling every weekend. So that's kind of my thing is just go bowling. I try to go bowling every weekend. Um, Skating. I go skating. Um, and I mean, I take video. I don't even really play video games no more, but like I go to arcade and play games like that. That's kind of stuff I do.
Do you have your okay? So the question, whenever someone says they bowl, I've
Mhm.
got one question for you to decide if I ever want to bowl with you because I suck at bowling. Do you
Okay.
have your own ball and shoes?
No, I don't have my own ball yet. I'm working on a custom ball. I want to get a custom ball made, but
Oh,
I don't. Not yet. I was kind of something I picked up probably about like a month ago that I've been wanting to do all the time. So now, but I'm working on getting my own ball. I want to get a custom ball, and then it's all custom. I want my logo and the ball that I have. And then once
yeah.
once I get that, then I guess I'll be almost there. But I've scored some high games. The highest I've scored recently, I want to lay like 230, 232 is like
Oh,
the highest I've got. So yeah.
yeah. You're out. You're out. Me and you will never be bowling together.
so,
Thinking about a custom ball and 230, so that's enough for me. Yeah.
so
Damn. And you said skating, roller skating or ice skating?
like roller skating.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's kind of
I'm an
my.
old I'm an old
Mhm.
dude. That's coming back. We used to do that back in the day, but that's popular again. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So you built Mac, you built a really nice following on social media. And when you watch Mac's fights on either Friday or on his YouTube channel, you can see the fans get fired up. What do you think? What are you thinking about it is for yourself on either on social media or just in general that's contributed to just your popularity? Maybe not even as a boxer, but just as a young man.
I don't know. Like to me, I feel like people can relate to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of they relate to me. So it's a lot of people say themselves like the boxers the heavyweight boxer he'll be 6'6". A lot of people are not. A lot of people in the world are not 6'6". You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just keeping it real. Like a lot of people are average my height. You know what I'm saying? I'm changing my body, but a lot of people we look like him. Like that why we don't have the six pack. We don't have big muscles, and I'm changing my body. I work real hard for my body, so I think it's just I can relate to a lot of people, man. A lot of people they relate to me, and then I'm winning and I'm beating these guys and I'm knocking them out, and I have a motivation. It's just motivation. It's excitement as you see a short guy doing stuff that I'm doing, and that's what a lot of people they want to see.
Absolutely, bro. And have you always been a bigger kid as far as you can remember growing up?
Yeah, yeah. I've always been the bigger kid. Yep.
Yep. And it, yeah, yeah. And in your 5 fights, you've weighed anywhere between 244 and then as high as 268 in your fourth fight. Do you have kind of a number in your head, or have you guys talked about what do you think's an ideal weight for you?
Oh, we trying to get down about 235, 230, but it'd be kind of hard because I'll be telling them like it'd be kind of hard to do it because you'll be losing so much. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? A lot of average heavyweights about 240, 250. So if I
Yep.
can keep that weight, then we're working on it. We're discussing it. It's just messing with it. And my fourth fight, and I came at 268. That was me. I was being lazy. Wasn't running. I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I work hard, but
Yeah.
I wasn't doing stuff that I do every day. And so
Yeah.
that was kind of a shocker. And so that a lot of people were like, whoa, he was what if he was just 247, now he's 268. What is he been doing? And it was just not working how it's supposed to. So
The flip side of that, though, in your, if you're a listener, I'm sorry, I don't mean to come to Dacarree's defense here, but when you go up to 268 as a bigger guy, it's like me and 12 of the listeners gaining like 3-4 pounds. I mean, you're already a big guy, so it's
yeah,
like it's not
yeah.
like you were probably pounding down 12 cheeseburgers a day for
Nah,
6 months.
I was not at all. Just not running. You know what I'm saying? Not running. Really, it's not work. Really, not working hard. There you go. It was just kind of just chilling. Now, as my coach would say, you was chilling. And
Yeah.
so I changed it. I flipped how I do it, and now we'll be okay.
But you think at like 245 ish, plus or minus some pounds, because you were just talking about your road work, 12
Mm-hmm.
rounds in the mitts. And it
Mm-hmm.
sounds like at that weight, around 245 ish, that sounds like maybe where I don't mean to put words in your mouth. It sounds like maybe you're a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, up to 240, 250, I'm comfortable there. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got the cardio down to go rounds, but then you're still carrying, some
Enough weight to not
some
get pushed
strength
around.
and weight.
Yeah, so you don't get pushed around. Yeah. So that's what kind of comfortable I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you get down that 230 range, now with this bridger weight division. Now we're starting to talk about your bridger weight, cruiser weight, and then people cutting weight around that to get down to there. So that's interesting.
Yeah, but I hardly see myself going down to cruiserweight. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the future holds. I know right now I'm heavyweight. My promotion want me to stay heavyweight. Everybody's saying heavyweight's where it's at. Just keep working. And I've been heavyweight my whole career. I never fought lower than heavyweight. So I think that'll be a disadvantage of me losing weight if I never done it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's kind of my thing.
Plus, every cruiserweight wants to get up in the heavyweight division to make money. So
Right. So they cruiserweight, then they turn heavyweight. Usyk, yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's whether you're gonna be a light heavyweight or you're gonna be a heavyweight, but
yeah,
gotta pick.
yeah. And I just got a couple more questions for you. One I've been dying to ask is I've never been in a ring and laid out a right hook on someone's chin and just let them fall. So I'd love for you to tell me just what that feels like when you land that punch and then watch them fall to the canvas.
I mean, it feel good, man. It kind of be like everything you work so hard for it, and boom, everything happens. So that kind of be the thing, man. It's just when you be working and working, you training, and you put the work in, and the result of you putting the work in, it happens. It feels good.
Did you play football or baseball or anything growing up?
I did everything, man. When I was a kid, I did football, baseball, basketball, soccer. I did everything.
Yeah, all of it. You're just an all around athlete.
Right.
So when we so when you connect on a nice fastball or smash someone on the football field just perfect where you drive them into the ground,
Mhm.
similar feeling or different?
Different feeling. Boston's way better. It's a way better feeling.
All right.
Yeah, it's a way better feeling.
Damn. Well, far too old for me, but that sounds pretty sweet. Well, last question.
Huh?
You told me something. You've mentioned a couple of times about stuff you've learned. What after you've turned pro now? What
Mhm.
is which has been almost a year and a half? What is one thing that you wish you knew when you turned pro that you've kind of learned over the last 18 months for any of the other young lions listening to you from what you've taken away?
Business side, like the money and everything. The money gonna come. A lot of people they go crazy about the money. The money gonna come, but it's the
Mm-hmm.
point of knowing how to take. You know what I'm saying? What is a good risk? What is a bad risk? What is that's unacceptable, and what is okay? We can work together. It's just mostly just figuring out, certain rules. There's a lot of loopholes that a lot of promoters, not saying my people, but a lot of promoters take when you're young and you don't know and you just I just want to be trying to get undefeated and I just want to fight. There's a lot of loopholes they take that you lose out a lot of money, and that's it's not. I'm not gonna say that's a lot of money, but for the stage of this career, your career in boxing, you could use them extra dollars and that I didn't receive. So that's kind of like my biggest thing is I wish I'd have knew those kind of loopholes and things like that, and I could say that wise I could say that.
Yeah, that's good, man. So what I heard you say is, I mean, you get people around you that you trust, but you still have to verify, right? You still have to
Mm-hmm.
be the guy in charge and keep your eye on the money and just make sure we're all in it and heading in the right direction.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool, man. So where do you think are you going to be? Where do you think you're going to be at the scales here on on Thursday?
Um, probably about 252, 250.
Cool.
Yeah, 250. That's kind of where I'm shooting for.
Cool. And do you have an idea where you're going to be at in the running order of this card? I know sometimes in club shows they kind of finalize that later on in the week, but
I'm thinking co-main event. I think I'm the co-main event. If I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
Co-main, yep.
Fighting Jaden Booth Friday night
Yeah.
at Buckhead Fight Club in Atlanta. We got
Yep.
some fans in Atlanta. I heard Southpaw Promotions put out some stuff that they still have tickets, but they also do a really good job of live streaming a lot of their stuff on pay-per-view, and I've watched a ton of them, and it's always a good show. I'm always entertained. It's worth the money, and you got to tune in to see Dacarree on Friday against Jaden Booth. It should be a hell of a fight. Dacarree, anything that I haven't asked you, or anything else you want to add?
And I just want to say, guys, tune in July 16th. Follow me on Instagram at __MACTRUCK __. You can follow me on TikTok at MacTruck404. You can follow me on Twitter at MacTruck. You just follow me, guys, and you can watch my journey. It's pretty dope.
Right on. I'm going to add. I didn't have your Twitter and your TikTok here in my show notes, so I'll add those.
Okay.
And if you can't find Dacarree from what he just threw out there, just look in the show notes right underneath the episode, and you can click on a direct link to follow Dacarree on there. He's got a lot of great content on all those platforms, so follow and support the young champ, and
Yeah.
we'll keep watching as you keep laying people out, Dacarree.
Yeah. That's what we do.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for making time. Best of luck on Friday.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
You betcha, man. God bless, and we'll be watching. Continued success, my friend.
Okay. Thank you.